Om. Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Yoga Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakhyatah Sarva Vedantah Yogaah Tan Nityam Bratosmyaham. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam सूत्र भाष्य कृतौ वंदे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या योग विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग दर्शन साधन द्वारा आत्मानुभूति कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता सामरस्य पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषाम् आचार्याणां गुरूणां संस्थानाम् आश्रमाणां भक्तानां साधकानां सेवकानां श्रेयोभिलाषिणां पूर्णायुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्यादि शक्ति संपदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थं श्री पतंजलि महर्षि प्रणीत योग दर्शन शास्त्रस्य व्यास भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ योग दर्शनाचार्याणां स्मरणं प्रार्थना। ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय कपिलमहर्षये नमः। ओम पतंजलि महर्षये नमः। ओम पतंजलि महर्षये नमः। ओम पतंजलि महर्षये नमः। ओम व्यास महर्षये नमः। ओम व्यास महर्षये नमः। ओम व्यास महर्षये नमः। ओम अथ श्री पतंजलि महर्षि प्रणीत योग दर्शन शास्त्रम द्वितीयः पादः साधना पादः। ओम बाह्याभ्यंतर विषयाक्षेपी चतुर्थः ततः क्षीयते प्रकाशावरणं धारणासु च योग्यता मनसः स्वविषया संप्रयोगे चित्तस्वरूपानुकारा इव इंद्रियाणां प्रत्याहारः. Friends, good discussions we were having regarding Ashtanga Yoga theory. This is how we slowly get informed. And as the maturity dawns in us, we become inspired. And the expression of that maturity will be in the form of doing the sadhanas about which got the information and inspiration. Such matured sadhaka with all this background knowledge and inspiration will be highest, reaching the higher and higher heights and scales in his sadhana and anubhutis. We are now at the level of information level. At least the information, if you can gather intensely, deeply, then there can be a chance of wanting to do sadhana, that want intense and deep. Then only the sadhana will be regular, sincere, intense, and deep. Then only the transformation happens, which is very, very tough and difficult. That one of the lives we have to come into that thing. After which, no more any world or worldly things are important to us. Our only goal is the Kaivalya Prapti through Swarupa Pratishtha. Clear? So, among the four padas of the Patanjali Yoga Darshanam, Samadhi Pada, Sadhana, Vibhuti, Kaivalya. Samadhi Pada we have tried to go through, then Sadhana Pada we took up few months back. Then almost we have reached to the last of the sutras. In that the topic under discussion is Ashtanga Yoga. In that also Yama, five of them explained also how they have to be done, and when they are done perfectly, when they are done perfectly, what are the results discussed. So to the Niyama, there are also five sadhanas. When they are perfectly done, what are the results? Uska bhi bata diya. Third of the limb is asana. Sthira, Sukha, information we got about it. Fourth one is pranayama. Importance of pranayama through the Bhashya and all we studied. Now the fifth one is the pratyahara. We have to understand the fifth pratyahara is the one which is the bridge between the earlier four and the next three. And that's why this happens to be the last sutra of this particular sadhana bhag. Bridging between this and the other one. Next three. Okay. Then what is it pratyahara? What is falashruti? These two are the things. What is pratyahara? We have understood yesterday to some extent. Little more or repetition of the same we can do to help ourselves. What is said? Chant the sutra number 54 three times. Svavishaya asamprayoge chitta swarupanukara iva indriyanam pratyahara. Again, svavishaya asamprayoge chitta swarupanukara iva indriyanam pratyahara. Svavishaya asamprayoge chitta swarupanukara iva indriyanam pratyahara. Now, very subtle these things. Little deeper also. One is what? Indriya Nigraha is done by so many mechanical means, like applying the brakes to the vehicle. But then once the application of the brake is gone, again the Indriyas become so uncontrollable. That's what all people who do the Dikshas various, they go through it. During the period of Diksha, though within 11 din, 40 days, they take up. So powerful regulation of Indriyas. But once that's over, absolutely back to normal as they were earlier. But those few days also great that they have achieved. That gives them inspiration and confidence for the further attempts. That's how they evolve. That is all okay. For example's sake only. Here in the Yoga Darshana, Vilakshana Indriya Nigraha is said. Beautiful it is. Two things are said here. One is what? When the Indriyas are not being exposed to their respective objects, they go back to their cause, called as Chitta. Same thing is said as Nirodhat. When the Vritti Nirodha takes place, then Indriyas no need to function. They are fully controlled. Third thing, with an example, what I said was, we are able to use Indriyas when required. Not required, they are absolutely out of our control. This state of withdrawal of the Indriyas naturally into the Chitta. So, Ahara, Indriyas involving their respective objects. Pratyahara, they are withdrawn from their involvement in the objects. That is done of various ways. कंपल्सरी भी जबरदस्ती भी कर सकते हैं, तबीयत खराब है तभी कर सकते हैं, या the objects are not there, then also there is a control of the senses. None of these things. An art mastered in us by keeping away the objects from the senses and recognize the freedom of the senses, that they need not be slaves to the objects. This is one thing. Second is, as we studied in our Vedanta also, Chitta, because Chitta Vrutthis only take shape of the Indriyas. Therefore, then Vritti Nirodha happens, Indriyon ka jarat hi nahi hai. That also control of Indriyas. Okay. Svavishaya Samprayoga Abhave, when the Svavishaya mein Chitta Indriyas are not being used, Chitta Sarupa Anukara Iva Iti. All Indriyas become one with Chitta. Apna original Swarup called as Chitta, they merge back to Iti. Chitta Nirodhe. Therefore, Chitta Nirodhe, Chittavat Niruddhani Indriyani. Another way is what? When the nirodha of the vrittis of the chitta is done, indriyas also get niruddha like the chitta. Chitta nirodhe chittavat niruddhani indriyani. Then na itara indriya jayavad upayantaram apekshante. This type of indriya jaya either by doing the vritti nirodha or by not allowing the indriyas to go into the respective objects and making them therefore merge in the chitta. These two are done enough. Other jabardasti forceful prakriyas are not required for indriya nigraha. An additional commentary by the Vyasa Bhagavan to say that you do not struggle in so many ways for indriya niyantrana. Develop a knack of not involving in the objects and allow the indriyas to merge in the chitta. Or focus on the vritti nirodha. When the vrittis are niruddha, vrittis only function through the indriyas for the world, no? So when the vritti themselves are niruddha, chitta, indriyas also become niruddha. That is the India. That is the meaning. Example given was Madhukara Rajanam Makshika Utpatantam Anutpatanti Nivishamanam Anunivishanti. Like the queen bee gets up, all get up. If he sits, they also sit. In the same way, chitta, when it requires to perform something, from that the indriya should come out. Once the work is over, folding indriya, they go back to chitta. So in this actually pratyahara time, we are living at the chitta level, not at the indriya level at all. Indriya level, if required, we come, but immediately close it once it's over, back to chitta level. Antakarna level. Okay, yatha madhukara rajam makshikaha utpatanti nishamanam anunimshante tata indriyani chitta nirodhe niruddhani iti esha pratyahara. The pratyahara is chitta nirodha hone ke karan natural withdrawal of the senses. The other way of controlling senses is the various mechanical processes of the दीक्षास etc. उसमें डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है, चित्तवृत्ति निरोध नहीं हुए, इसलिए 100% all those controls go away and the relapsing of back to the objects of the world through senses called samsara happens to such a samsari type of sadhakas of indriya nigraha. But here yogendriya nigraha yoga sadhana is that by doing the vritti nirodha, the khurak for the indriyas are not given, they become subdued. Okay. Vishaya samprayoga bhave. Then indriyani vishayabhya pratipam ahriyante asminniti pratyahara. So the abbreviation, the technical definition is what? Indriyani vishayabhya pratipam ahriyante asmin iti pratyahara. They are withdrawn. That is the meaning of it. Then the inner perception of the Shabda Sparsha Rasagandha happen. You may ask a question about it. Outer I may not be seeing, but inner thing is not the Indriya Vishya. So it's only Chitta's modification where, like when I close the eyes and see the red color, the red color is seen, that also is the Manavritti. Then the eye which is seeing that also is Manavritti. It is not a Stula Indriya. Therefore, Stula Indriyas are controlled that way. Sukshma things are not Indriyas at all. It's Mana only there. This is a slight difference between, like if you ask, ki, there are Indriyas which are seeing the world, we may say. Guru asks where Sapne may be or even on Manorajya. In Manorajya, who told you there are Indriyas? They are only Mana only taking the subtle Indriya Rupa and seeing that subtle world. There is no gross Indriyas. There is no gross world seen by the Indriya. That is how Indriyas merge with the Chittam. Yata Madhukara Raja Madhumakshika श्रेष्ठो भ्रमरविषयः सः स यत्र आगत्य पतति तत्र एव सर्वे गत्वा पतन्ति इति दुष्टचरः इत्यर्थः. इंद्रियाणि चित्तनिरोधे निरुद्धानि. This is what is pratyahara. That is enough for us to study. Now, pratyahara is what? When the indriyas are not used in their respective fields, the indriyas go back to the chitta. And this is the outcome of what? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, the earlier four sadhanas. And it is the very much required thing for the Dharana Dhyana Samadhi wale. Next, थर्ड विभूति पादा फर्स्ट साधना जो बताते हैं ना उसके लिए हेल्पफुल होते हैं. अष्टांग योग के लास्ट 3 साधनाओं के लिए दिस इंद्रियास मर्जिंग इन द चित्त वाला साधना एसेंशियल. नहीं किया अचीव ये वाला, then the again and again indriyas draw our antakarana's attention to the world outside. It happens, like when I sit for meditation. The ears are pulling to the sounds, the smells to the smell, nose to the smells are pulling the nose to the world. We get so much distracted. But this art is done of Chitta Vritti Nirodha, by which the Indriyas are merged in the Chitta, thus they are not aware of any of the Shabdas Sparsha outside. Such personality is qualified for doing Dharana Dhyana Samadhi, which will be the subjects in the first few sutras only of the next chapter. Now, like for every Anava, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, even for Pratyahara, there is the Falashruti. When we do the Pratyahara sadhana, क्या फल उससे मिलता है? This is the 55th sutra and the last sutra of this second sadhana pada, which we are almost doing from more than 2 or 3 or 4 months. Good. Let us chant it. Tataha paramavashyata indriyanam. Tataha paramavashyata indriyanam. Tataha paramavashyata indriyanam. Tataha paramavashyata indriyanam. Tataha means with this pratyahara sadhana, the Falashrutis indriyanam of the indriyas paramavashyata, the supreme control. Pratyahara helps us in the supreme control of the sense organs. See, these are all things when we start doing meditation and observe what's happening outside and inside, then we know where is the gadabad, and therefore to remove that gadabad, why is the need of this Ashtanga Yoga, the sadhanas. जैसे मैं बैठा हूँ जप करने ओम नमो नारायण ओम श्री राम शरणम मम, but ears are listening other sounds, nose is smelling the other things. So how can I focus on that mantra single pointedly? I can't. The word indriyas should merge in the chitta, then the mind is free for doing that sadhana. नहीं तो नहीं होगा साधना. So when we try to do, then we know. So too, we want to realize self, but so many vrittis are gargling. That's why the entire yoga sadhana for the nirodha of the vritti. Therefore, by choice, at any given moment, we are one with the self. ये वाला. Now the sutra meaning is tataha paramavashyata indriyanam, tataha paramavashyata indriyanam, tataha paramavashyata indriyanam. इति श्री पातंजले सांख्य प्रवचने योगशास्त्रे श्रीमद् व्यास भाष्ये साधन पादो द्वितीयः. Second pada, sadhana pada. Today on Makara Sankranthi day, we are going to conclude with this last sutra. Tatha paramavashyata indriyanam. Through this pratyahara sadhana, indriyas get fully controlled. What Vyasa Bhagavan's Bhashyam, let us do in 5 minutes. Shabdadishu avyavasanam indriya jaya iti kechitu. No. See, तथा परमावश्यता इंद्रियाणम. इंद्रियों का फुल कंट्रोल होएगा इत प्रत्याहार. It's a simple direct meaning. But why the word parama is said? इंद्रियों का परमावश्यता, परमा शब्द क्यों आया कि दिस इज द वे, सुप्रीम वे ऑफ कंट्रोलिंग द सेंसेस, द प्रत्याहार. To explain to us, very, very subtle thought. Many people, while involving in the objects of the world, in the senses, justify it as it is, as if it is a sadhana. Terrible thing in spiritual life is justifying whatever we do which is contrary to our own sadhana. Justify karte rehte. So there are 3 or 4 versions are given of the people who, all the name of sadhana, they don't do sadhana, they are indulging in the worldly objects, but still use some or the other दिमाग का logic to justify that हाँ हम साधक तो है बस इतना तो चलेगा, like that attitude. 4 or 3 things are told, I think, very powerfully by Vyasa Bhagwan to prove why the chitta nirodha leading to total indriya control is the parama vashyata indriyanam achieved through pratyahara sadhana. This pratyahara in Gita is Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Dehina Rasavarjam Rasopyasya Param Drishtva Nivartate. 5th chapter में बताते हैं भगवान कहते हैं great freedom Lord gave. Whichever the objects troubling our senses, peace of mind, उसको दूर रखो तो चला जाता है वो. No more attraction. The mind becomes free from that. Great thing Bhagavan has given. That's how nobody is attached to anything or anybody in this world. It is only a delusion. Attachment is a myth only. You can't attach to anything. Truly, finally, permanent. Till the time of some problem comes that we feel like attaching, but it will be not permanent. So, Shabda Adishu Avyasanam Indriya Jaya iti Kechit. He says, I am not a slave to the objects. Shabda Sparsha Prasagandha. Occasionally I just take it and I am not a slave to them. I am a master of them. Means I know when to start indulging in them, I when to withdraw. And you ask my wife, she tells you ki, how many times I stopped smoking, how many times I stopped drinking. Yeah, whenever she used to go to Maika, I was so happy I used to stop drinking. And whenever she comes back to come out of the calamity, I used to. Some of them say, I have conquered the senses. How? I am not having a vyasana of that. But he consumes every day 10 dabba of cigarette. But कहते फिर भी मैं इसका addiction नहीं हूँ. Because so many times I stopped it. So this type of logic some people give. This is not paramavashyata. How can you call it as paramavashyata? When he is involving, vashyata ही नहीं है, परमा की बात तो है ही नहीं वहाँ. But this is how people justify, avyasana. You understand that some people are there. No, Swami, only thrice a week I take, that also only this much in the evening. Proper quantity, little only I take. जस्टिफाई करते हैं हाँ बस दिन में 2 ही पान खाता हूँ या इतना ही जर्दा लेता हूँ या दिस मच ओनली ड्रिंक आई टेक और नो ओनली ट्वाइस आई स्मोक मॉर्निंग इवनिंग संध्यावंदन की तरह हम देखो दिस ऑल आर कॉल्ड जस्टिफिकेशन ओनली ऑफ कंट्रोलिंग सेंसेस. I don't see the whole day TV, but I only see 7 hours. अरे बाबा only these programs I see. दूसरी चीज मैं देखता नहीं. This called as I'm not slave to whole TV. Only some serials I see, some 20 serials per day. और क्या? Or some say no, I see Animal Channel and I just feel I'm there. कोई कहता है I only watch news channel. Some says no, I'm interested only in sports. कोई कहते हैं only news देखता हूँ. They say I'm not slave, but that's how they justify. But they are still indulging. This one meaning, one thing of this one. Shabdadishu avyasanam indriya jaya iti kechit. So therefore I have really conquered. I am not having vyasanam. Vyasana means becoming totally slave to it. He says, I'm not slave. Not that when the drink is not there, I just commit suicide. I just manage. No, I don't worry. Next day I take double. This is second people is what? Sakti vyasanam vyasyati yena व्यस्यति एनं श्रेयसे इति अविरुद्धा प्रतिपत्तिः न्याय्या. Now, what is the meaning of Vyasanam? Bhagavan Vyasa himself is defining a word used by him, Vyasanam. What are the things? Shabdadishu Avyasanam Indriya Jaya iti. Not having Vyasana, slavery to the Shabdadi is called Indriya Jaya. And this is what we explained how to the justify. Now, what is the Vyasanam? Indriya Vishya ka Vyasan is a very good technical word. Bhashya Mara feels the need of defining it. He says, Sakti Vyasanam. Attachment is called Vyasanam to any of the object by the senses. Why Vyasanam? Vyasyati enam Shreyasaha iti. This sadhaka who was following the path of Shreyasa, that Vyasana pushes him out of that path. Vyasyati, throws him away. That is why technically the Vyasanam word is given to it. Wonderful sadhana is doing this sadhaka. Suddenly that Vyasana has pushed him away from the Shreya Marga. व्यसन का अर्थ व्यस्यति is the meaning, throws away. So it throws away that person from the beautiful sadhana travel. That is why that technical thing is called व्यसनम, जिसको हम स्लेवरी कहते हैं. सो शक्ति ही व्यसनम व्यस्यति एनम श्रेयसः इति अविरुद्धा प्रतिपत्ति ही न्याया. So this is how. Okay, this is okay. Iti. So Shabdadeshu Avyasanam Indriya Jaya iti Kechit. I am not a slave to that. Vyasana nahi hai mera kehta hai wo. What is Vyasanam? That which pushes one away from the Shreya Marga defined. Now the second way of justifying the indulgence in the sense organs, sense objects with the sense organs is what? Ki aviruddha pratipatti nyaya. They say we are doing according to Shastra only. And they quote those Shastras where there are involvement indulgences allowed. That they quote. They don't think about the Sandarbha and all and all. So this is a second type of justification. I don't eat non-veg, but then whenever I feel like eating, I kill that animal and offer it to the goddess mother, Kali. Then it's a prasadam now. I can't say no to the prasadam, so therefore I eat. This type of justification. People do that. न्याय है वह, शास्त्र विरुद्ध है. न्याय है शास्त्र में जो बताया. For Indriya indulgence, they give example also. Krishna also had makhan, lot of he ate. राम जी को कोट करेंगे या और कोई कोट करेंगे, but they don't leave the identification with the senses. That's the thing. Third one, शब्दादि संप्रयोगः स्वेच्छया इति अन्ये. He says no, they are not pulling me. स्वेच्छा से मैं जब मैं चाहता हूँ स्टार्ट करूंगा, जब चाहता हूँ मैं छोड़ सकता हूँ. But he is not leaving completely. This is another justification. Then the fourth one is what? Raga dvesha abhave sukha shonyam shabdadi jnanam indriya jaya iti kechit. Some say I am involving through senses into sense objects, but neither there is raga dvesha feeling nor there is any sukha dukha experience. But must involve kar. I especially don't have any raga that I want it. So too I don't have any dvesha. So when it comes, I just go through it. And the same way, I don't get excited about it that I am feeling happy or sukhi or dukhi. Therefore, the vasanas will not form in me. But he is involving, his drushti is on the vishayas only. This is the fourth way of justifying in the indriyas. Therefore, this is not parama vashyata. Chitta ekagriyat apratipatti eva iti jaigishavya. But jaigishavya rishi is the ultimate. His word is what? Ki chitta ekagriyat apratipatti eva iti jaigishavya. Means what? The Jaigishavya rishi says ki this sadhaka yogi has become by a lot of lives of efforts, he brought his chitta to the Ekagra Bhumi. We attend. Because the Ekagar Bhumi has come to his chitta, and now the next goal is to go to the Niruddha Bhumika sthiti. Naturally, he is not throwing his chitta into Kshipta Vikshiptadi Bhumika, for which the Indriyas are required. Therefore, he is not involving in the Indriyas. This is Paramavashyata. चित्त को एकाग्र भूमि के लाकर उसका नेक्स्ट स्टेज रूपी निरुद्ध में ले जाने के प्रयत्न के कारण the indriyas are not at all attended to. This is called parama. Okay. Then tata cha parama tu iyam vishwata vashyata ya chitta nirodhe niruddhani indriyani naitra indriya jevat prati prayatna kruta upayantaram apekshante yoginah iti. So by vritti nirodha, when the naturally the indriyas are controlled, that is a parama vashyata. That is the result with this pratyahara sadhana. One or two thoughts are there. We'll just discuss. But today on Sankranti day, Om iti Shri Patanjali Sankhya Pravachane Yoga Shastre Srimad Vyasa Bhashya Sadhana Pado Dvitiyaha. In this way, Dvitiya Pada Sadhana Pada we offer at the feet of the Lord on today's Sankranti. Om Atha Vibhuti Padaha Trutiyaha Uktani Panchabahi Angani Sadhanani Dharana Vaktavya Deshabandha Chittasya Dharana. I just made a chanting of the Vibhuti Pada first sutra. Deshabandha Chittasya Sadhana. So tomorrow, this Pratyahara, that Tata Paramavashita Indriyanam, 10 minutes karke, then just we'll summarize if possible the entire Sadhana Pada. Then we enter into Vibhuti Pada, which starts with the sixth of the limb called as Dharana. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanam Astu. Thank you, friends. God bless you. Om. I am closing here.